Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jayo Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stottara Shat Shri Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stottara Shat Shri Srimad Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Braj Bhumi Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Ganga Maiya Jamuna Maiya Ki Bhakti Devi Srimati Tulsi Maharani Ki Kaliyuga Pavan Shri Harinam Sankirtana Ki Golokhera Premadana Shri Harinam Sankirtana Ki Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja Ki Samaveda Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Jaya Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय माधव जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय जय प्रभुपद 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 जय प्रभुपद जय जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे जय शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की गौर प्रेमानंदी समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। हरे कृष्ण। श्रीमद् भागवतम 3rd canto chapter 5 entitled Vidura's talk with Maitreya, श्लोक number 18। मैत्रेय उवाच साधु पृष्ठं त्वया साधो लोकान् साध्व अनुगृह्णता कीर्तिं वितन्वता लोके आत्मनो अधक्षजात्मनः। मैत्रेय उवाच साधु पृष्ठं त्वया साधो लोकान् साध्वनुगृह्णता कीर्तिं वितन्वता लोके आत्मनो अधक्षजात्मनः। मैत्रेय उवाच Sadhu Purushtam Tvaya Sadho Lokan Sadhva Nugurnata Kirtim Vitanvata Loke Atmano Adhokshajatmanah. Anyone else? Word to word meaning. Maitreya Uvacha. Shri Maitreya said, Sadhu, all good. Purushtam, I am asked. Tvaya, by you. Sadho, O good one. Lokan, all the people. Sadhu Anugranata, Sadhu Anugranata, showing mercy in goodness. Kirtim, glories. Vitanvata, broadcasting. Loke, in the world. Atmanaha, of the self. Adokshaja, the transcendence. Atmanaha, mind. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Sri Maitreya said, O Vidur, all glories unto you. You have inquired from me the greatest of all goodness, and thus you have shown your mercy both to the world and to me, because your mind is always absorbed in the thoughts of the transcendence. So this shloka, as you can see, is being spoken by Maitreya to Vidur. Maitreya Uvacha. So Maitreya is speaking to Vidur. So he is glorifying Vidur in this way about his questions being in transcendence and he himself being in transcendence. Purport. Maitreya Muni, who was experienced in the science of transcendence, could understand that Vidura's mind was fully absorbed in transcendence. Adakshaj means that which transcends the limits of sense perception or sensuous experience. The Lord is transcendental to our sense experience, but He reveals Himself to the sincere devotee. Because Vidur was always absorbed in the thoughts of the Lord, Maitreya could estimate Vidura's transcendental value. He appreciated the valuable inquiries of Vidura and thus thanked him with great honor. Om Adnyan Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpa Tarubhescha Krupa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I thank all of you to have come here for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today's verse is being spoken between two elevated souls, and as per the verse itself we can see it is spoken by one transcendental person with another transcendental person. That is by Maitreya to Vidura. Initially Vidura asked some questions, and then Maitreya is first glorifying, thanking, and then further he will answer the questions. And today's shloka and the purport is about also sadhu and transcendence. And Prabhupada says transcendence means beyond this material world. So that way I am most unqualified to speak on this verse because there is nowhere beyond this material world qualities with me. But I try to transcend them because of having got the order from Radha Prabhu and others to speak. So although I will be trying to speak on a devotee's mind who is transcendental or who is achieving transcendental. So these are very big topics for me. Some of the topic has come in the shloka, so I am speaking that. But Marathi or Hindi, I don't know if there is any saying in English. But in Hindi they call it छोटे मुंह बड़ी बात करना. आणि in Marathi they म्हणतात काय लहान तोंडी मोठा घास घेणे, something like that. So certainly I am trying to do that. And by the mercy of devotees, I will try to do that. If it becomes a joking performance, please take it that way. At least the subject was good. And if something good comes out, then that's Krishna's greatness that he could make some good come out from me. So let's try. It's just like I just thought I'm speaking this keeping in mind the sentence of Srila Prabhupada to his great Shyam Sundar Prabhu and everyone. Hunting the rhino. Or Prabhuji has written the book, Chasing the Rhino. Prabhupada's time it was hunting the rhino, but now we have to change as per the society. So anyway, attempt for something big. So let's do it. All of you are big, transcendental devotees, I am not. But as a child, learning to write, the parents don't laugh at him. So similarly, all of you can adjust with whatever I speak. So What is the difference between a person? So here the word I am focusing is adhokshaj. Adhokshaj is certainly a name of Lord Krishna, but it means beyond this material world, and that is transcendence. Prabhupada explains transcendence means who is not absorbed in material world. So those who are in transcendence, like Vidura, Maitreya, Uddhav, Narad Muni, and so many wonderful devotees, they are always absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. The most important point is, they are always absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. When Narad Muni went to Dwarka to check on the activities of Krishna, wonderful activities of Krishna, he was completely transcended like a mad person. Sometimes he fell down, sometimes he got up, sometimes his veena flew out. So there were many apparent mistakes. But he was absorbed in transcendence. We know Lord Nityananda sometimes would, dhoti or whatever, the cloth would fall down. But he was absorbed in transcendence. So basically, they are not absorbed or conscious of anything of this material world. And those who are completely absorbed in Krishna, they are transcendental. But how is that possible? How it is possible? Maybe now I am somewhat used to take interactive classes. So I won't go into fully interactive, but one or two somewhere to make it more alive or make it more related. How can we be always remember Krishna 24/7 by 365? What can make us do it? Yes, I know it's open to all the audience. Yes. Quite good. But okay, quite good, but sometimes if we are dependent on Krishna and we get our dependence, or we find out I am dependent on someone else also. So it's good in the very right direction. But one, dependence can change. Today I am dependent on Krishna, tomorrow I may feel overall it's okay. Right now I am dependent on temple president. So yes. Somewhat better. We belong to Krishna. We belong to India, or all people belong to some country, but they don't remember that country continuously. We belong to some family, but we don't remember the family continuously. So better than the previous one. Yes, but just 2 minutes. Yeah. 1 minute. A bit slowly and loudly. Speed slow and volume louder. Yeah. Wonderful points, but now I can give some hint, and then I will move on because some time limitations are also there. I can't transcend the time limitations. I have to be conscious of that. So time limitations are there. All the points were correct. Manu, let us think. How can I remember, forget Krishna, God, consciousness, everything? In this world, if a person remembers another person, this I and he, I am he, or any A and B, can be man, woman, man, whatever it may be. Whom we remember, or whom A remembers B, or if he can achieve remembrance of B always 24 hours. What is it dependence will achieve that 24-hour remembrance? Children depend on father, but they don't remember the father 24 hours. Or belonging, we belong to some family. You are saying something? Conscious of Krishna, that's what we will achieve. But what will make that achieve? Yes. Gratitude is somewhat better, yes. He is saying and then Krishna is saying. One Shashwat Prabhu, no? So all transcendental names. Shashwat, Krishna, yes, Shashwat Prabhu is same thing. Thank you. Shashwat Prabhu has reached the Shashwat level, and Krishna already gave answer, but Krishna's answer was very good, and Shashwat Prabhu has made it best, so I don't have to go further. Krishna means not that Krishna, this Krishna. This Krishna spoke love, but Shashwat Prabhu made it more better. What he called it? Madly in love with Krishna. When you are in love with someone, you just can't remember anything else. It can be love between brothers or mother or a boy and a girl or anything. Dependence and all is wonderful. But when we are in love with someone, it can be love with country, it can be anything. Only when we are in love, that love has to be selfless, etc., that will come up. So, we can be transcendental or we can be 24/7 Krishna conscious only when we are in love with Krishna. But getting love of Krishna is not that easy. But how a devotee develops love of Krishna? Like Prahlad Maharaj, he was in love with Krishna and thus 24 hours remembering Krishna like a madman. In Hiranyakashipu's kingdom, in school, he would dance and sometimes cry and free from all externals. So actually, I think I hear the classes after like download and listen after a few weeks. So I don't remember which point is spoken by whom. Mostly, I think this point was being spoken by Hari Parshad Prabhu, that how Rup Goswami gives the example of that a woman loves a paramour and she remembers her paramour 24 with more because that love is there. And similarly, then was the highest example given. And Lord Chaitanya also gives a more higher example. So what is the definition of love which can actually make us remember Krishna 24 hours and which can just clean us out, like make us transcendental? The definition of love given by, I think, Lord Chaitanya or our Acharyas, Rupa Goswami, I don't know whom exactly, but in our Gaudiya scriptures, is very wonderful. I heard first time from His Grace going through many years back, but that stuck in my mind. He said that when there is every cause for the relationships to break, in this world, even if there is one small cause, then the relation between husband, wife, brother, father, son just breaks off. Whatever it may be, any relationships. But love means when there is every cause for relationships to break, then, and still the relationship doesn't break. Not only one cause, two cause, three cause, four cause, five cause. Every possible cause for the relationship to break exists. And still the relationship doesn't break. That is love. Like here, many, 15, 20 years back, only few of you might know, His Grace Shadbhuj Prabhu gave a wow class. VOW. Like wow. So when I heard this definition, I was like, oh, what a definition of love. When there is every cause for the relationship to break and still it doesn't break. So, when that happens, as in Ambarish Maharaj's Katha in Bhagavatam, the shlokas come, Swadho Rudayam Mayam Sadhunam Rudayam Taham Mad Anyat Tena Janati Naham Manat Teshamapi. I am always in the heart of sadhus and sadhus are always in my heart. Supreme Lord is saying. And they don't know anything other than me. And I don't know anything other than sadhu. So one has to remember. But this is only possible when we love Krishna fully. With this definition of love. When there is every cause. No complaints. Oh, why did Krishna did like... See, if I complain, hey, why did Krishna did like this to me? It can be a small thing or a big thing. Then that love is not fulfilling that condition, that when there is every cause, because we are complaining. We are seeing that Krishna doesn't love me fully because he has done this something wrong to me. And when we feel someone has done something wrong to me, how can we love him unconditionally? Although the reality is, the fact is, Krishna loves us completely, thoroughly, best possible way, unconditionally. We feel that, oh, Krishna did like this to me, why it happened to me? So, the problem is not with Lord Shri Krishna. His love for all of us is perfect, best, means without any fault. Then when we can understand that love of Krishna for us in all the situations and circumstances of our life, ups and downs, whatever happens, then only that when we experience that the love of Krishna is so unconditional, so fulfilling, so satisfying, that love will make us overwhelmed. Which love? Krishna's love. When Krishna's love will make us overwhelmed, then only naturally our reciprocating love will come out of our consciousness. But for that, see, Krishna's love is already there. We have to develop. We have forgotten Krishna. Krishna has not forgotten us. Krishna never forgets us even for a moment. We have forgotten. Krishna's love is eternally there, fully manifested right now for all of us. Unless we realize that fully, convincingly and experiencingly. Experience only makes us convinced. Theory तो अभी सबको मालूम है हमको. Krishna loves us. But that conviction will come only when we experience it. So it's not a 1 day or 1 year or 1 decade process. It can be many decades or many lifetimes. But till that happens, when we understand that Krishna is not only understand, experience. Every second we see Krishna is loving me fully. It's so merciful. It's so wonderful. It's so nice. In this, everything Krishna is so merciful. Not only book, Krishna is merciful 24/7. We have to experience that. We have to be thoroughly convinced in and out of that. That conviction and experience will force our love to come out for Krishna. Swayam eva svaratyada. It cannot be forced. Hey, you love Krishna fully. That is theory. It's wonderful. It begins that way. It has a use. It begins that way. But it will end only where we have that full experience of Krishna's love for us in every situation, every thick and thin. We can't just think when we see someone loving us so intensely, and when our love for Krishna is developed equally intensely or is almost developing, then we are so overwhelmed with that emotion and reciprocation of love that nothing will come to your consciousness. It's just impossible for anything else to come to our consciousness. And that is actually natural position of every living entity. Forcefully we can say, chant attentively, that's a good start. Follow for your principles, that's a good start. And it should be there. Get up early in the morning, chant attentively, follow for your principles. And we try to chant attentively, we fail. We try, we fail. We try, we fail. We try, we fail. We try to follow 4 regular principles, subtly, grossly, mentally, emotionally, everywhere. We fail. We again try. It's the path of spiritual life. But only it will be over only when we understand the love for Krishna for us and our love is fully manifest. That love will overwhelm. It will just flood everything. Flood material desires, flood forgetfulness of Krishna, flood inattentiveness in chanting. That will only complete the process. We can try, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's good. I also do it. It's not that I don't do it. That's a required process. But it cannot be completed by this. It cannot be full by this. Or we can control senses, no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, not even a small desire, and not eating this, I will stop eating this, or whatever it may be, etc., etc. We may make many rules and they are required and that is a necessity. But all these efforts will become complete only when we experience the love of Krishna as a big, massive, what do you call it, what happened? Tsunami. Millions of times bigger than that tsunami happened many years back in Thailand or somewhere. Actually, unlimitedly. And when that tsunami gives rise to a tsunami in our consciousness, and that's what you say, Rupa Goswami says that 2 waves they meet and something like that in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu it is there. The perfection will happen only at that time. And how it will begin? Only when we can appreciate Krishna. It has to begin there. When we appreciate Krishna's unconditional love, then back to Godhead, then continuously remembering Krishna, then following four principles, then what someone did good to me or someone did bad to me, they will become just a speck of a speck of a speck of a speck of a sand in two huge tsunamis. Irrelevant. Up till then, when the waves of ocean is not there, what is on there? Sand particles. So up till then, all these negligible sand particles will be visible to us and in our consciousness. Oh, aisa hai. He did like that. Oh, aisa hua. When the love of Krishna comes and when we understand and when it is reciprocated, all these things, they are there. But they just become so insignificant. They just can't stop our being Krishna conscious. So as I said, the love of Krishna and this supreme experience can only transform us in real sense. Our human generated rules and regulations are wonderful. They are needed. They are like in 100-meter race or any race, there is a starting point. That is sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti is humans or scriptural generated rules and regulations. And we start, initiation. We blow conch and we start. But that finishing line, however meters it may be, I don't know, where you go and that will happen. It begins with sadhana, it ends with prema pumarto mahan. Some other scriptures. In between, there are many hurdles. But the finishing line has to be reawakening of complete, not reawakening, it's just like overwhelming experience. We are drowned. And it is said, khache hachudubu bhai, is like in material world, but something like that should happen in Krishna consciousness. We are just drowning in the ocean of spiritual love. So, sorry, Proji, if he might have given the example of like one class, that how, like example was given by Rupa Goswami of a woman with loving a paramour. So some similar example was given in one Marathi drama, which I saw about Ahilyabai. So it was stated that because the king was after many women, something like that. So with that reference, it was stated in that drama, that because the king was after many women, he was attached and then he was going little astray. So the king's mother tells this statement to the king's wife. I'll speak in Marathi first and then I'll explain in English. The originality of the statement is in Marathi. So the mother-in-law tells the daughter-in-law. King's mother tells the king's wife. And the wife is Ahilyabai Holkar. He says, हे अगं अहिल्या, हे जरी खरं असेल की स्त्रीच्या नादाला लागून पुरुष वाईट मार्गावर लागतो, पण हे पण तेवढंच खरं आहे की एक स्त्री त्याची पत्नीच त्याला योग्य मार्गावर आणू शकते. So in English it means the mother-in-law tells the daughter-in-law that it is true, a man gets attached to a woman and he goes on the wrong path. But only a woman's love in the form of his wife can bring the man back to the right path. So only the love experience between ourselves and Krishna can ultimately bring us back to the right path. The rules and regulations are a starting point. But the finishing line has to be, till that it is a struggle. And the struggle will remain. But the finishing line will be, like we can say for sadhak bhaktas. It is true that we all will be diverted here and there out of love for the matter. But that can be corrected only when love of Krishna overpowers us. In that reference of that king and the mother-in-law, That it is true that a king may get diverted because of love to other women, but that can be corrected only by the love of the woman in the form of his wife. So something like that has to happen in our spiritual life. One has to understand. And this cannot be theory. Theory we all know from the day one mostly, that Krishna loves us unconditionally. But that is not the finishing line. Is that the finishing line? No, we know the theory. Is the starting point, we know this is the finishing line. It's something like that. We are the starting point, but we know that is the finishing line. What is the finishing line? Krishna loves us unconditionally. And that run from starting point to finishing line, that sadhana, adho, shraddha, sadhu, sangha, bhajan, kriya, etc., has to ultimately make us understand. Not only understand, thoroughly experience being convinced of, overwhelmed by the love of Krishna. Then only we will finish the line. Otherwise, we will become unconscious out of tiredness before we reach the finishing line. Without that, the finishing line is not possible. So, okay, just let me see. Yeah. So let's move on to the next point. It is possible only when we experience the supreme love manifest in our heart for Krishna. And such transcendence is pure madness. We have heard many times in Bhagavatam wrote, in Krishna book, in 10th canto, so many stories. It's pure madness. The man, man, woman, the soul. Sorry, when I say a man, it's woman also and it's everything. I'm just saying a man, but it's just like, when someone or a man gets that overwhelming experience of Krishna's love in his life, Krishna's mercy, he just sees that I am fallen, every situation, every moment, every second, every incident. Krishna's love for me is so powerful 24/7. What? Okay, this happened. This is the manifestation of Krishna's supreme love. And how is that the manifestation of Krishna's supreme love? Has to be thoroughly understood and experienced by us. Theoretically and practically and relationally. It should happen 24/7. Then only that reciprocating love will manifest in our heart. It will happen. Right now it looks very foreign and very far off. But it will happen. And then only it is possible. And at such a state, man becomes so overwhelmed. He thinks, I am so fallen. I am so bad. I am so conditioned. Still, Krishna is loving me unconditionally, continuously, every second. See, he is doing this wonderful. He is doing this wonderful. He is doing this out of so much love for me. We just can't see and think anything other than Krishna's love in our life. We become overwhelmed. And we just can't do anything but cry out of gratefulness. Someone said gratitude, I think, maybe. That gratefulness has to not only come from the book. It has to come from the heart. But heart will come only, it has to be experienced. Heart will come. When we experience, every second in my life, I see Krishna's supreme love with me. And what is Krishna's supreme love? Not that he gave me gulab jam. We should, otherwise we will have some misunderstanding of Krishna's supreme love. And then after some time it will be ripped apart. Hey, Krishna was loving me, no, what happened? Because we think that was only Krishna's love for us every second for a soul in this matter is Krishna is unconditionally, tirelessly, without stopping. He is just trying to get us back to spiritual world, to right consciousness. When that manifestation of Krishna, not that he gave me some this job or money or a wife or a husband or gulab jam, that is a very secondary, tertiary, quarterly part of Krishna's love. Krishna may not give that also many times, or mostly doesn't give that. We think Krishna is giving me this, good job or good wife or good husband. Krishna doesn't mostly do that. Krishna's concern is only to give good consciousness. And sometimes he might use our karma to give us a good wife. Sorry, I'm not particular about wife, even a good husband, or a bad wife or a bad husband. Huh? When we can see whether we get a good wife or a good friend or a good father or a bad husband or a bad wife, when we can see that everything is unlimitedly mercy of Krishna in my life, and the purpose is only to bring us back to Godhead, like Srila Prabhupada's father told, it is good that you don't like your wife so much. If he likes your wife so much, that is also wonderful. But Prabhupada did not like, that is also wonderful. That is not beautiful. That point was going to come further. Krishna's mercy in our life may not be every time beautiful, but it is always wonderful. It will come further down. When we are fully convinced of that 24/7, not second by second, millisecond by millisecond, and we can't, what is this? For millisecond by millisecond, Krishna is so, I am so nonsense. I run after a man, a woman, a money and position, and Krishna is tireless. And the beautiful part is, through our conditioned nature, through our attachments, Krishna is so expert. Through our attachments, he tries to bring us back to Krishna. Huh? If you are attached to gulab jam or money or opposite sex, Krishna is so expert, he will utilize that to, and when we can see that, we say, oh, we touch our head. What is the love and expertise of Krishna? I am running away from Krishna, and he is utilizing that, my weakness, my defect, to give me the highest mercy. That experience can overwhelm us so much. Not can, it will. That we will just cry, and out of gratitude and love, and nothing will come into our consciousness. Nothing, it just can't, nothing can come. So, and before we achieve the finishing line, if we are moving forward, many times we will remember Krishna, and as I said, seeing the love of Krishna, we will just cry. And sometimes we don't remember Krishna and still we cry. Because we always remember Krishna, or we always remember that I am not able to remember Krishna. And both gives us cry. And second type of remembrance, that we remember that we don't remember Krishna, is also in one way one type of remembrance of Krishna. But presently we don't remember either. We don't remember Krishna, and we don't remember that we are not remembering Krishna. Occasionally, sometimes once in a day, we think, oh, I have to get pure devotion. Once in a month or a day, we remember that. At least I am speaking for myself. It may not be true for all of you, but at least for once in a day or month or a year, maybe we remember. But this state will achieve only when seeing some initial love of Krishna in our life, our only desire, only hankering, only not, these are very small words, desire and hankering. I would say only madness, or this is also, I am not getting a right word, but something like that, desire, hankering, madness, increased to millions of times. Something like that, I am not doing. But any word for that? Desire, madness, hankering increased to millions of times? I don't know. Only when that, with that degree, one word I remembered from Acharya, laulyam api ekam mulyam. Our Goswamis, they tell. That laulya is not greed we have for some 2 million job or 2 lakh job. We have some greed. That greed is so intense in our daily life. If we can't remember anything else than I want pure devotion to Krishna, however nonsense I may be. If we can only remember that 24/7, and not only I want pure devotion, it should be full intensity. Laulyam api ekam mulyam. And again, that will come to us only when we are again overwhelmed by Krishna's love for us. Then I say, Krishna is loving me so much. That will naturally sprout. Swayam eva spuratyada. That no other desire. I just want to develop. I may be nonsense. I may be lusty, angry, envious, pride, so many things. I may be, but my only and only desire is, because naturally when we see Krishna loving us so much, second by second, millisecond by millisecond, waiting patiently, which other desire will come to our mind? No other desire will come to our mind. That I want to develop pure love for Krishna. And when such an intense desire comes, then only Krishna will give the final reciprocation. Otherwise, once in a month, once in a week, yes, what is your goal in life? Project to develop pure love for Krishna. That's, what do you call it? Only, I don't know, once in some time we remember that. Whatever. But that state will also, all the states sprout from the state. That experience that Krishna loves us, second by second, millisecond by millisecond, unconditionally, even though I am nonsense number top. Still he does that. That prema of Krishna has to overpower us, and only then our prema of Krishna, which is what already, what do you call it, there in our consciousness. I forgot that shloka. Swayameva Suratadya Adhav Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhraved Grahyam Indriyet. It has not to be imported, but it has to be awakened. Will be awakened only when the wave of Krishna hits us. It is already hitting us. When we become aware of it. Only then it will happen. So just let me go through the few points. And please forgive me, I am not having any experience of this. I am just speaking like a, what do you call it? Robot. Something like that. So just let me see a few points which I have written down. And when we have such intense desire that I only want love of Krishna in my life, I have nothing. I might have lust, anger, greed, but that's the insignificant part of sand. It is there with me. What I want is only love for Krishna. And that should become my purpose of survival or existence in this world, is only to reciprocate with Krishna's unlimited love. And that is what is called as Krishna Prem. It has to be pure, intense, exclusive prayer. No other desire. Other desires are there, but they become so bad. These desires become like a big tsunami, that other desires, they become so background. And we only cry, kya hu main, ye aisa sab leke aaya hu. But Krishna's love is so wonderful. A tsunami has come. My tsunami has to reciprocate. Means it's not forceful or it just happens. But only when that tsunami hits us. Right? And then, as I said, we have some packages of lust, greed, envy, anger. We have. When that Krishna tsunami hits us and our tsunami starts reciprocating, that incidences in our life, as I said, are not beautiful. But we experience those incidences as supremely wonderful, sprouting out of love of Krishna to remove whatever small packages that are remaining. They will, I'm not a poetic person, but some devotees speak here in a poetic way. So I have tried to make some poem. Not poem, but rhythm. When that Krishna is working, it's certainly not beautiful mostly. Sometimes can be beautiful. But it's so wonderful in our life that even these ugly things give us so much joy. Unlimited joy, seeing Krishna's love in our life. Ego will get thrashed and lust will get crashed. And anger will get smashed. And these are not beautiful things. And pride will get dashed. I just made something. Nothing serious in that. You can exchange the words. And illusion will get harassed. We might be illusioned. And greed will get mashed. You know mashing? It is not at all beautiful in our lives, friends. But it's so wonderful. It's supremely wonderful. Even though all these things, trash, crash, mash happens, we are on the top of the ocean of joyful experience. Because it's coming, all these trash, smashed are happening, because we can see it's happening out of unlimited love of Krishna. We are convinced, experiencing it, and seeing it live. Krishna's only purpose is to bring us back to him, and our only purpose is to joyful to see Krishna, and everything else will happen. Huh? The small example, I was operated a few years back. There was some muscle mass. It was removed. I did not see, but the devotee was there. He clicked the photo. It was not beautiful. Nowhere, anywhere near to beautiful. But that was wonderful. That was wonderful. So, when Krishna decides to give us pure devotion, he will decide when we have intense feeling. We just can't, we don't have any other desire. We are overwhelmed by the desire to get pure devotion right now. No, the other desires are there, but we don't, this desire is so strong that other desires can't poke up their head. They are there. When these desires become strong, other desires can't poke up their head. And Krishna will come and remove them, then that is not so beautiful, as I said. But that is wonderful. Just 1 minute, let me move ahead. See, as I said, this is for me book knowledge, I am just reading and telling. And as I said, all these things cannot be theoretically done. It can only be experienced. Swayam, that. Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam. Pratyaksha Avagamam. It has only to be experienced. Avagamam means you follow that path, you experience that path. So in the beginning it will be a bookish desire, but if you remain in Krishna consciousness sincerely and honestly, no duplicity and no offenses. Be honest. Whatever you are, you are. You are nonsense? Okay, I am nonsense. You are not perfect? Okay, I am not perfect. And don't have any ulterior motives. I am fallen number 1, that's okay. But my only motive is to get pure devotion, to serve devotees. If that is there, and no offenses, anything you can do, means not do, but the point is, don't criticize devotees. If we have honest, sincere goal, honesty, and no offense of devotees, other things can be adjusted. They are not correct, they are not good, they are very bad, they are materialistic attachments, but they can be adjusted. They can be taken care of. Krishna's love will hit us. If we are sincere, we are honest, and don't criticize devotees. If these 3 things happen, whatever I spoke will be experienced. It may take some time, but it will be experienced. And just 1 minute. Okay. So when such a state happens, I was saying, this devotee feels, what am I doing in this world? He gets confused. I had so many desires, but no, my only desire is Krishna consciousness. And such a level can, I said, okay, I missed one point. Sincere, honest, no offenses, and this will attract the mercy of Guru and Parampara. And why that? Lord Chaitanya and Krishna. When this happens, we'll come somewhere closer to this. And till that, we have to patiently keep on doing it. Our prayer should be, I don't know what is pure devotion. I don't know how to get it. I don't know what it is. But I want it, that's all. Krishna, you tell me what is pure devotion. Krishna, you tell me how to get it. Krishna, you do what is necessary with me to get it. I am foolish, I am rascal, but I want pure devotion, that's all. I might be the nonsense number 1, but I might have hundreds of packaged desires. But our prominent desire should be intensely, I want pure devotion. If I don't get it, my life is waste. No point in living. In such a state, one can just cry on the grace of Krishna. And if he is not crying because there are so many people around him, he is crying within his heart he is so much overwhelmed by the gratitude, the grace of Krishna, the love of Krishna, He just cries that Krishna is so merciful. Hmm? This experience gave a very sobering state on his consciousness. Hmm? Just let me move ahead. We are almost on the conclusion. Hmm? I am on that finishing line of the time. Just 2-3 seconds here. I will transcend. 2-3 minutes. Yeah, I'm on the ending point. Last page of my note. So some devotees in this material. So to understand such devotees is impossible, even for devotees. What to speak that materialistic people will understand. Devotees who are transcended or who are on the path of transcendence. And some devotees in this world, advanced devotees, they first transcend the material world, but for various reasons they come back and act in this material world although they are transcendental. Like Priyavrata Maharaj. He has already transcended in Narad Muni's ashram. But he came back and ruled the kingdom. But we should understand, for us to do it, first we should have the asset of transcendenting the world. And then we have to come back. Priyavrata Maharaj had. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, he did that Naam Bhajan in Mayapur and he was like fully beyond this world. But he again came to this world to start Gaudiya Math. So they have the asset. We cannot say, oh, I have the asset. We first have the asset and then we come back to work in this world. Some devotees work opposite way. They first work in this world, they are transcendental, and then they become externally also transcendental, like Lord Chaitanya. He first 6 years he preached and he toured South India, and then last 18 years he was beyond this world in his life, mostly. So some devotees, they behave that way. Some devotees up this way, that way, first here, first there, first there, first here. Some devotees remain only. To understand such a transcendental devotees is too difficult for devotees and impossible for non-devotees. They will always, unfortunately, such non-devotees, such what we call it intellectuals, they will only criticize all types of devotees, and that is their most, because they lose the hope of Krishna's mercy when they criticize such devotees who have transcended or who are on the path of transcendence. So those who are on the path of transcendence, who have begun the path of transcendence, okay, just some devotees manifest only transcendence, like Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So these 4 possible. I want to move on this. So this Vaishnava Kriya Mudra Vidnena Puja. It doesn't follow one set pattern. It doesn't follow one set pattern. So non-devotees, very unfortunate. Devotees should be careful not to try to judge other devotees by only one set pattern. So when materialistic, this is the last point, when materialistic see devotees who are on the path of transcendence, they criticize him. Hey, abhi natak kar raha hai, kuch din baad chhod dega. He is just doing some show of bhakti. After a few days, he will leave it. Unfortunate people who criticize such. Sadhak bhaktas. Those who are transcended and behave like Narad Muni, non-devotees will get confused. What is happening? ऐसा क्यों व्यवहार कर रहा है, गिर रहा है, उठ रहा है, नाच रहा है, अरे चल ना बाबा ठीक से. Again unfortunate. The non-devotees only criticize. Because they have no, मराठी म्हणतात काही गंधच नाही त्यांच्याकडे. In English also I think they have no scent of what's happening. What's happening. Even those who are attempting to transcend. And those who accept responsibility after transcending, non-devotees criticize. देखो, he is attached to power and position. नाटक कर रहा था इतना, अभी बन गया king or what it may be, president or no. Such non-devotees are most unfortunate people in the world. And today's purport and the shloka is one such beautiful transcendental person, Vidura, is meeting another such beautiful transcendental person, that is Maitreya Muni. And they are appreciating each other for wonderful questions and answers. That's what we heard. And Uddhav is also on the same level, although he is not involved in the direct dialogue over here. And further we will listen what tomorrow onwards, the board has gone, but what Maitreya Muni says. I just tried to share the consciousness or the mind or what he experiences of a devotee who is actually on the transcendental level and how that happens. But what they discuss, we'll wait for tomorrow. I have translated by 5 minutes, but if any comments or questions, only one we can take, or else we'll end. Hare Krishna. Okay, one short. If the answer is long, I'll stop it here. You can ask the question. If the answer is short, I will speak. Yeah, pull do.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु, थैंक यू फॉर योर वंडरफुल क्लास। प्रभु जी, आपने जैसे मेंशन कर रहे थे वो हमें सोचना है कि हम फॉलन हैं, मतलब मैं फॉलन हूँ, मतलब है ही वैसे बट डिज़ायर करना है कि प्योर डिवोशनल सर्विस मिल जाए। तो आपने उसमें मेंशन किया था कि हमें ऑफेंसेस भी नहीं करने चाहिए। तो ये कैसे समझ सकते कि मैं फॉलन हूँ, मेरे पास मटेरियल डिज़ायर्स है, बट मैं ऑफेंस नहीं कर, मतलब
अगर आप ऑफेंस कर रहे हैं मतलब आपको पूरी तरह से समझ में नहीं आया कि आप फॉलन हैं। अ पर्सन हु इज फॉलन, हाउ कैन ही क्रिटिसाइज अदर्स? मैं इतना पतित हूं तो मैं कहा, मेरा क्या अधिकार है दूसरे का दोष देखने का, निंदा करने का? मैं देख ही नहीं सकता, मेरे को मेरे ही दोष इतने बड़े दिखते हैं। दैट ओनली दैट कैन स्टॉप अस फ्रॉम क्रिटिसाइजिंग अदर्स, व्हेन वी रियलाइज हाउ फॉलन वी आर, एंड दैट्स व्हाट द पॉइंट। कृष्णा विल मेक अस थिंग्स विच आर नॉट ब्यूटीफुल to make us understand how fallen you are. So step by step होता है, but we will not offend devotees only when we understand we are so fallen. मैं ऐसा हूँ तो अभी दूसरे का क्या मतलब, मैं ही सबसे नीचे डूबा हूँ, बाकी डूबे हैं पर मेरे से तो ऊपर हैं. Then only we cannot offend devotees. Anyway, this is what I can say in short. It's over time. We'll end here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. अधिकार नहीं है, मैं बोलने का अधिकार, I have no अधिकार